Hello all, this is the second video going over individual totals. We're going to be going over the miscellaneous area, which is brake metal, mirror, typical, and fiberglass. Mirror, typical, and fiberglass is pulled from here, and I'll go over that in a second. Brake metal is completely self-contained on here. It figures your material as well as your install right here. These are dependent drop-down lists. So this is telling the next column to look at either pan or column. It will load up here. So we're going to go with a 16 gauge and clear. This is pulled from the dollar tab. Here's pan. And here's column. And this is where you adjust your prices. So once you choose that, it'll populate this. You put in your quantity of 5. That will then show up here, number of columns, and it'll show you what it reads on Easy Proposal. We have here a pan. We're going to go with 10. And this is where you plug in your man hours per brake. Figures your man hours, totals them there. It then applies the transit percentage. So that's the total man hours for the job. This is just the install. Your labor, number of brakes, price per brake, and number of pan and columns. This is what establishes this. Price per brake on each row is here, and your total. Understand that you can figure numbers here, and if you'd like to bury them back up into the storefront, you can, put it in here. So in this case, say that this pan is going over to, storefront 1. You can take your material price of $17.76, and you can come over here and plug in brake, which is already figured, but just put in your number of brake, and your man hours here. So those are the two ways to do it. Really what it does is just buries it within the storefront 1 item. If you want to separate them, generally you want your columns potentially separated, just to tell the estimator that you are in fact, wrapping the columns. However you like to do it, that is brake metal. Mirror, typical glass, and fiberglass. This is pulled from miscellaneous glass. Restroom mirror, fitness and decorative mirror, these are shared on the proposal, as well as quantity and square footage. So if you change this, it'll change something. It'll show that on the proposal. You plug in your figures, and I'll just zoom in here. Any cell with this dotted line will carry over to the proposal. So 5 on 4.3 is carried over, so is 9. The actual values for 9 are here. What was it? 8. So what I'm demonstrating here is this is simply to populate the proposal. And if it's anywhere within here, it doesn't matter where it is, I can have it down here, it will carry over here. Quantity, square footage, J channel, and this is your potential for putting in holes or whatever for a balance beam or whatever. Restroom, fitness, decorative. This then figures your J channel. You can add a percentage. Then this is carried over. 528 for 16 top, 16 bottom. You can change the bright. So 16 is taken from here, then doubled. 20 is taken from here, then doubled. Once again, you can adjust this, make it 18. This is just adding 10% to 16. If you have a larger job, it is best that you use the manual optimizer. I can go over that separately. So all that is figured over here. You have your quantity, you have your square footage, your price per square foot is carried from here. So 450 times the energy surcharge is 495. You then carry the J channel. That is carried over here to cost. Man hours per light, total man hours. And that is how the labor is figured. So you plug in your quantities, you plug in the meter type, and quantity, square foot, and J channel is carried over. Price per square foot is carried just like brake metal over here for each one. Install, and then install plus transit. There it is. There's all your stuff. Total. Typical and fire are a little different in that you are figuring this by the drop down. So you want to choose the type first, then the thickness, then the tint. That then figures $12.90 as your cost. And the energy surcharge, you can read here, the energy surcharge final is applied to price per square foot Misc. So there it is after the energy surcharge is applied. This is what shows up on the proposal. Quantity square foot, price per square foot, man hours per light. Same thing with fiberglass. This is a demonstration of applying the quantity when it's narrow light, okay? And it'll go up red when it's narrow, just so you know that you're applying. Let me just show you. All right. Okay, so because this is narrow, it's taking the quantity and it's not really concerned with the width. The idea there is that if you purchase a insulated unit, you will be charged a minimum of 5 square feet. The same idea is applied to fiberglass, and it is more important because of the cost of fiberglass. This is the cost of an individual piece of 3/16, which is adjusted here. So there it is, 160 each. This is then per square foot. All right. And the way you achieve these is by plugging in this is a half light, a narrow light, half light, full or side light, and insulated. So if you choose this and then choose the minutes, it'll adjust it here. It'll then plug in the price per square foot. If it's not narrow, of 1 1/8 super light is 110 per square foot, which is here. Coming back now, if I plug in here, door 12 width, so this is gonna be a full. We're gonna go 24 by 72, quantity of 3. So this will then carry the square footage of 36 as opposed to the quantity, because it is anything other than narrow. You understand that? It's a very important little thing. It will then not highlight it and take the price per square foot. Same idea here, man hours per light, total man hours, XYZ, cost, light. That is it. I can go over here, just, any of these you can publish a request for quote. I'm trying to keep the videos concise. I'll go over the long runs as well, and just go to miscellaneous glass tab videos. Thank you.